How's it going, everybody? So I've got a bit of a different video today, and I want to talk about some nostalgia and getting into the Lord of the Rings trading card game. And I have kind of a special story to go along with this. So my family, I grew up a fan of Lord of the Rings. I knew about the story. The first movie came out when I was 6 years old. If you watch my channel, if you watch my last video, I just turned 30, so I was born in 1995. Fellowship of the Ring came out in December of 2001, so I was about 6.5 years old, and my mom actually let me go see it in the movie theater, so that was awesome, and I saw all the movies in theaters. But yeah, I used to listen to the old. Some of you may have heard the radio version that was done by like BBC Radio in England, which actually in that version, Ian Holm, the actor in the movies that plays Bilbo, did the voice for Frodo in that radio version. So, my older brothers and sisters had read the books. My parents had read the books. We were all big fans. We were all really excited when the movies came out. And not really sure how, but somehow or another, my older brother, who is about 8 years older than me, picked up the card game, and he found some cards or heard about it from a friend and started playing, and found a local league where I'm from in Washington, Tri-Cities, Washington, which is like Richland, Kennewick, Pasco. And he started playing, and he would give my younger brother and I a couple cards. The first cards I ever actually got was from the Two Towers set, which came out, I guess, summer, fall of 2002. I think, yeah, fall or winter of 2002. So my first two cards were the common Aragorn and Aragorn sword from the Two Towers set. So those two cards are both very nostalgic for me. I should have pulled them out to show you, but yeah. And so those are my first two cards, and I was 7.5 at that point, so I was kind of old enough to start learning the rules and playing the game. And my younger brother, who's only 17 months younger than me, started playing the game too with me, and him and I would play all the time. And eventually we were able to start going to the league in our local area as well. It was pretty small. There was really only 6 of us guys that got together regularly. One of those guys was our league director, whose name was Greg. And we played the game, basically I did, from 2002 until there was literally nowhere left to play because all the card shops closed down. Decipher went out of business in 2007, 2008. They stopped making cards, obviously, after 2006, 2007. The last sets came out. So the Hunters was really the last set we got any cards from that was, sold in stores, and with no more sets being produced and no more structure around running a league and stuff, we kind of moved on to some other games for a while and kept the group together, and then eventually kind of just disbanded. And that was hard. I grew up with this game. We went every Tuesday and played for a couple hours, for a good chunk of my life, basically for like 5 years, 6 years, and just loved playing it, loved doing it with my two brothers, and a couple of my sisters even played for a little while. So just a really impactful and fun part of my childhood, and that's why I collect it again and collect it now, and why here we are almost 20 years later, and I'm still opening boxes and doing content for this because I really love this game. I love the movies, I love the story, I love the cards, I love collecting. It's a lot of fun. So the main reason I'm doing this video is because after our league kind of disbanded in 2007, 2008, sometime in there, really didn't keep in touch with the guys. That there was really only there was my two brothers, and then there was Greg, who was our league director. There was a guy named Dave Braun, who actually would pick my brothers up from our house and drive us to the league every week, which was awesome, and take us home. So he holds a special place in my heart just for being so generous with that. And he was also a customer of mine where I work for a long time. So I actually traded some foils to him for some Hunters cards that I was missing to complete my Hunters set years and years later when I got back into collecting a little bit. And so, but I haven't even seen him for several years, even though I did see him off and on after a while. But the league director, Greg, I really never saw after the card game was over. I think I might have seen him at a bookstore like one time, just in passing. I don't even know if I really talked to him. And so moving forward, March 12th of 2025, a couple months ago, I'm recording this on May 27th of 2025. So on March 12th, I got a message from a guy on Facebook that I didn't know named Gregory Anderson. And I didn't remember Greg's last name. So I didn't know that this was, my Greg, who was my league director. And the message just said, "Do you still live in Tri-Cities?" And I kind of suspected it was probably him, somebody with that name. And I saw that he was a member of the Lord of the Rings trading card game group on Facebook. And so I messaged back, I said yes. And then he said that he wanted to give me a Shadows box to open for my channel. And I was like, "Is this the same Greg that ran the league in Tri-Cities?" And he was like, "Yeah, I am." And so, we started chatting through Facebook Messenger back and forth and, getting caught up on what's been going on in our lives and stuff. And it was just really, really cool because he's somebody that I actually kind of wanted to look for and find, and see, because I knew he was a big collector. I knew he must still have, lots of cards and some interest in this game and other games. And it was really, really cool, with me being so big into collecting right now in this season of my life, the last couple of years, to get to reconnect with someone like that from the past, and just chat about the game. And he thought it was super cool that I'm still so passionate about this and doing content. And he recently uncovered his collection, kind of a couple months ago. And so that kind of got him selling some cards, and then he found the Facebook group, and then I guess he found me. So that's kind of the story. The other funny thing is that I found out that he currently lives 2 blocks away from where I lived for like 5 years of my life, from about the ages of 15 to 20. So another crazy coincidence that he literally lived 2 blocks away from me for 5 years, and I had no idea, which is pretty wild. And so about a week ago, I actually had the chance to go over to his house and see him in person for the first time. And he gave me a very generous little bag of goodies, some Lord of the Rings items. So he gave me this Shadows box to open, which I am going to open at the end of this video. A very, very cool item here is his Rider of Rohan pin. And if any of you know more about this than me, feel free to correct me, leave a comment. But I believe these were given to gentlemen in Greg's position who were, I don't know if it was just league directors, but I know he also was kind of a Decipher representative of sorts, where he would go around and meet with people and participate in tournaments, kind of all over the area. We actually took a trip, he took me and my older brother up to Seattle to a tournament one time. And we stayed in his parents' cabin, and we fed Krispy Kreme donuts to a raccoon. And that was a fun trip. So, but yeah, so he generously gave me his Rider of Rohan pin, which is super cool. It's got the Rohan signet here, obviously. And I do have a small collection of some of the pins and I wanted to pull those out and show some of these off as well. So I don't know a ton about these. I don't remember ever getting one when I played, but I believe these were tournament rewards. There's kind of bronze and gold and silver versions of these signets that were given out as tournament prizes, I believe. So yeah, we have the Nazgul emblem. This one here looks like the bronze, maybe. It's kind of hard to tell. This one looks like the gold, maybe. It's really hard to tell with the lighting. But yeah, and then we have we got the Moria culture here. Yeah, so I think this is a little better. So this one's the bronze, so this would be like the third prize. And then you have the silver, and then you have the gold. If I can get this to focus. Yeah, the gold here. And then I have a couple of the Easterling culture. This, I just have the bronze and the silver. So if anyone has the gold version of this, I would love to get it and add it to the collection. And then I have, I think this is the gold elf culture pin. So if anyone has silver and bronze of this too, let me know. And then I have a bronze star of the Gondor culture. So if anyone has any cultures that I don't have, I don't know if they made these for every culture or only some, but I would love to know more if anyone wants to comment. And if you have any of these and you want to part with them, I would love to take it off your hands. So let me know in the comments. But some pretty cool pins, and it's awesome to add that Riders of Rohan pin to the collection. I'd love to make like a shadow box and get all the pins in some kind of shadow box display. I think that would be very, very cool. So a couple more items I want to show off that Greg gave me. Something very cool, which I did not have before, is this tournament kit. So let me cover up the address here. But this was sent from Norfolk, Virginia, from Decipher Tournaments League tournament kit in a big envelope. And so this is pretty cool. This comes with a big tournament guide. So sorry this video isn't zoomed out more, but you can see it has different format rules for constructed, Swiss format, double elimination, multiplayer. You got booster drafts, sealed deck, standard deck, some general rules, how to keep score and time the rounds, all kinds of stuff for the rules. Some promotional posters. So will you answer the call? So you could, put your tournament information and then post this up in a local card shop, and people could find you and sign up for the tournament. And then we have some score sheets that would have been used to keep score throughout the tournament. Sign up sheets. And then you have the classic Lord of the Rings Decipher window cling, which I do have a copy of this already, but it's cool to get a second one. So that was pretty fun. Definitely some new items that I didn't have. I've collected quite a bit of, promotional flyers and different stuff that Decipher produced for League and tournaments. So some of these things I may have already, but a few more items he gave me. We have the Race to Mount Doom promotional flyer League kit. So you can see these exclusive limited edition culture pins. So I guess these were part of the League kits. So Pretty cool. And then we have an Ensa Fangorn flyer, $3.29 a pack back in the day for the booster packs. It's actually, honestly, you know, not too much less than what they're going for now. Starter decks, $10 a piece. So you can see that there. Some more information on the back. Some keywords and new characters and stuff like that. Got the same for Helm's Deep. So again, some information on the booster packs and then some imagery. You can see this actually is not the same picture for Eowyn and not the same picture on the booster packs. Limited edition expansion. So yeah, some interesting differences there. Looks like we have another Race to Mount Doom flyer. This one's pretty cool with Sauron. So we have the Fellowship draft boxes. Yeah. Cards you could get in there. $4.50 a pack. So yeah. And then this is a big, almost like play mat for Realms of the Elf Lords. I already have one of these. It's kind of too big to show very well on camera. But yeah, that was all part of the bag of stuff that I got. And so big thank you to Greg if you're watching this. Great to reconnect with you, and thank you for the generous contribution to my collection. And without further ado, let's get into the rip. So I'm gonna open this up and get into it. Real quick, show the number, box number 16653. There's a same odds as the Black Rider box. So you're gonna get 1 per 7 packs. So we should get 5 rare foils in here. So with Shadows, many of you already know this, but you cannot get every card foiled. There is a subset of 18 cards that are replacing the rare in the pack. They are rare foil cards, so they say RF in the bottom corner. And there's 18 of them that you can get in total. And so we should get at least 5 in this box, possibly 6. I opened one of these before and got 5, so you know, 5's kind of what I would expect. So it's not really as great as a movie block box, I guess, because you would normally get 6 foils. But again, you can see the pack odds on here. 260 cards in the set. See if I can get this to focus. And then yeah, 18 card foil set. So yeah, we'll get started here. It's gonna see some reprints of cards in the movie block. So we got Orcish Worker here. You can see the change in the culture signets. That's a pretty cool card. I think that one might be an image from the Two Towers. This was definitely a copy of Anduin Banks from the early sets Fellowship. And so we got one all right off the bat. So Undisciplined is our first rare foil. So you can see the little RF number 11, and this is set 11. This card actually looks pretty good. Maybe a tad off center, top to bottom, but pretty clean looking card. Again, we're always looking at grading possibility. I graded 4 out of the 5 cards the last time I opened a Shadows booster box. I got a Legolas, but it was really off center, so I didn't feel like it was worth grading. All 4 of the ones I sent in got 9s. So they still may have been a bit off center. Detachment of Haradrim. Might of the Elf Lords is the rare. But yeah, so centering is always the big thing. Gotta have almost perfect centering if you're looking to get a PSA 10. So Porter Troll, you can get this in a rare foil. But yeah, some of the rare foils you can get, I believe you can get Smeagol, Gollum, the One Rings, probably one of the best ones to get. You can get a nice Aragorn, Legolas, some random ones like Undisciplined and Porter Troll. And this one, which is a very nice one, Elven Marksmanship, very good card, very playable in my opinion at least. I used to run 4 of these in my Elf Archery decks after this set came out, so I am a big fan of this card. Yeah, this one looks pretty clean as well. It looks like maybe there's a little bit of scratching on the very bottom. But yeah, pretty nice. Lovely card to pull. Got an awesome shot of Gil-galad in there. So yeah, two down already. You guys know Legolas is my favorite, so I wouldn't mind pulling a Legolas out of here. There's a Safe Passage is going to be the rare. Yeah, I know this Shadows box is probably the least interesting box you could open other than like a draft box, which I don't know why you would open that. But Horribly Strong is going to be the rare. But still fun to see the rare foils and check out the condition. We've got Gollum, Skulker, so you can get this in the rare foil version as well. There's a Gollum and a Smeagol. I think there's like a Raider card as well. Shadowfax there. And Goblin Hordes is going to be the rare. But a bit of a longer video with the story at the beginning, but I appreciate you guys bearing with me here. And we got another one. So Glamdring the Foe Hammer. Very cool. So no repeats from the last box so far. This one actually looks the best out of all of them as far as the centering goes. This one looks really clean, really nice. Yeah, that is a good looking card. Very cool. Awesome. So 3 down, so we should get at least 2 more. We got those pretty quick, so maybe we'll get an extra one. That'd be nice. Houses of Healing is a cool card for them to include from the extended version. Oh, that's our rare, Oath Sworn. This is always a cool looking card too. I know a lot of people didn't like this set, which is one of the reasons why it's one of the cheaper sets. Just because of them revamping all the cultures and reusing cards and things like that. I don't think it was too well received. There's a funny one, Strange Looking Men. I didn't mind it, to be honest, when it came out, but I also probably didn't know that much about it. I do remember playing it quite a bit. You know, when it came out, it was kind of the new thing. Like we only played. You can get this guy in a rare foil as well. we only played Shadows block in my league as far as I remember once it came out. So it's kind of the new thing to switch to. There is a Gimli here, but unfortunately they did not give him a rare foil version, Lively Combatant. So very close-up shot of Mr. John Rice Davies. Not Yet Vanquished is going to be the rare. Ulair Ostea. Now this is also kind of an odd one where they went with like 260 card set for some reason, and not like the full 365. Hall of Our Fathers is going to be the rare. So I haven't pulled any really great rares yet. There is an Aragorn Strider. There's a Legolas. Frenzied Attack. A Shadow Rises is the rare. Good old Farmer Maggot. Got a Sam. Rohirrim Mount. And, ooh, that's a nice one. Rare foil of the Witch King. Let's go. That is a good one. Probably one of the better rare foils you can get out of a box. So, not too shabby. Pretty cool. Awesome. So already 4 down. So looking for one more in here, but maybe 2 if we're lucky. I've only opened 2 boxes, so I don't have much of a gauge of how often you get 6 foils versus 5. Obviously, one per 7 packs. There's 36 packs, so you'd have to open 42 packs to get 7 foils, presumably. Incited is going to be the rare. But we will see. This is one of my favorite cards, I think, just because of the picture. And there is a premium, a promo foil version of this knocked that you can get, which is really cool. So, Gimli's Battle Axe, Vicious Weapon. So yeah, they don't give you a rare Gimli card, but they give you a rare weapon for him, which is kind of funny. And Legolas's bow. That's pretty cool. I remember being annoyed when this set came out that this didn't give him Strength +1. I was like, what's the point? It makes you an archer if you're not Legolas, but obviously, I believe every version of Legolas, he's already an archer. I believe so. So, it's the first one of those you've gotten. Riddermark Javelin. And a Determined Uruk. I know there's a few random Urukai, I think, that make it into the rare foil subset. Alerts, you can get that in rare foil as well, which I did pull one in my last box opening, so I don't really need another one. This Alerts looks pretty darn nice as well. The Pale Blade. I believe this comes in a rare foil version also. Come on, give me Legolas and Aragorn. I would like to pull those guys. First time seeing that card, I think. And we got a normal Witch King. Nice. Salt from the Shire. This comes in a rare foil as well. Theoden uncommon there, and Army of Uruk-hai. It's going to be the rare. It's a nice little spider. First time seeing that one. First time seeing this uncommon. Another Arwen and Sword Rack. This has a foil version as well, which I do have graded. I graded Alerts, an Aragorn, a Sword Rack, and a Gollum, and they all got 9s. Elven Marksmanship, very nice. We'll take it. So we got 6 packs left. Elevated Fire, 7 cost to make a minion archery total +3. Yeah, this set introduced the toll keyword, so you can it says toll 2 for each character you exert. The twilight cost of this card is -2. So, the Art of Gandalf, nice fireworks card. And nope, Vigilant Uruk. Well equipped. Got Gambling. I believe he comes in a foil version as well. Armored Easterling. And we got our last pack. And we did. We got an extra rare foil here, Fletcher of Harad. So very nice to be able to get 6 rare foils. Did we? No. I guess I'm wrong. We only got 5. Okay. So yeah, we got 4 really quick, and then we got the 5th one. Okay. So we didn't get 6. My bad. Yeah. Okay. Well, we got our normal distribution. So there are our rare foils for the box. No repeats from my last box, so that's kind of nice. And I'll check these out and see if they're good candidates for grading, and if they are, I'll probably get them sent off at some point. But thanks for listening to my story time and watching, and we'll catch you next time.